Today we're setting some New Year's goals and resolutions for our curly hair. I'm going to be sharing my 2025 ins and outs. They're going to be a mix of things that I think we should be seeing more and less of this year, and also some suggestions from some of my audience on Instagram. So let's get into it. I'm starting with the outs because I just want to get rid of all the negative vibes to begin with. The first thing I want us to leave in last year is hair length over hair health. Just cut it off. So many of us are guilty of, and I have been guilty in the past, of leaving the ends of our hair a bit straggly, damaged, and in need of a cut because it makes us look like we have longer hair. But in reality, it's not healthy hair. It needs to go because it's not adding anything to our length. It's not actually length, it's just damaged hair. The sooner you get your damaged ends cut off, the fuller your hair will look, the more voluminous your hair will look, and it will grow out in a better shape as well. Length will come. It does just take time. My second out for 2025 is the curl police. I think it's about time we stop seeing comments on social media telling people their hair isn't curly if they use products, it's not curly if they use things like brush styling to enhance their curls. The fact of the matter is, if you took someone with straight hair and then you did all of the things that I, for example, did on my curly hair, their hair would still be straight. It wouldn't go curly. So unless someone has natural texture in their hair, unless they have naturally wavy or curly hair, it's not going to dry wavy or curly. There is a variety of curl patterns, and even one person can have multiple curl patterns on one head. I've shared before that I have a mix of waves, curlier pieces. Let's just let people do them. If somebody's using products on their hair and it works for them, let them do that. If somebody's brush styling their hair and it works for them, let's just let them do that. Whatever works for you. Goodbye, curl police. My next out for 2025 is perfect curls. I think over the last few years, we've seen a lot more curl manipulation, trying to get the most defined curls that we possibly can. I am guilty of that too, because I personally do like the results I get when I brush style, for example. But I do think that we are moving a bit more towards the more lived in curls look. I just think in 2025, we're gonna be letting go of the perfection when it comes to curly hair and just letting curls be curls. Less needing our curls to look perfect every single day, less daily refreshing. Your hair isn't going to be perfectly curly or perfectly styled every single day of the week. They're not going to look as defined on wash day as they do on day 4. That's just the way curls are. Goodbye, perfect curls. My next out is curl comparison. Especially when you're at the beginning of your journey, it can be so difficult scrolling on social media and seeing picture upon picture of perfectly styled curls in perfect lighting, but we're not seeing the real picture. You're not seeing their hair after they've been out in humid environment all day. You're not seeing their hair really evolve as curls do. I try my best to show the reality of curly hair, but it is difficult to share real life curls through a camera. Lighting comes into play, angles come into play, the camera quality comes into play. So really, if this year you are focusing on getting your curls back, please, please, please stop comparing your hair to other people. If it's hurting your confidence and it's making you not like your curls, it's probably best just to take a little break, especially from social media, and just start comparing your hair to your own hair. This is what my curly hair journal is for. I actually spent about 2 years creating this just to make sure that it had everything that a beginner curly would need. Tips on where to start, how to build a routine and choose products, and then loads and loads of space to track your own curly hair journey, space for pictures, writing down your routine. And you also have monthly tabs like this where you can track your favorite wash days, hair experiments, and all things like that. The journey to getting your curls back really is one of trial and error, and the best way to see the most progress is to track your progress, to track your journey, take pictures. This is now also available digitally if you are overseas or if you are more of a digital planner, so I'll put all links in the description below. Let's just stop comparing our curls to others in 2025. My next out is overloading products. I've been seeing a lot of videos where people are using multiple curl creams on one wash day and like big amounts of them. They give good results, but I'm just wondering, how do the curls feel after applying all of those products? When I want my curls to last really well, I do tend to use multiple styling products on wash day. I just tend to use a small amount of each product because each product has a different purpose. I'll link my how to choose products video up here because it really breaks down all styling products for curly hair and what is best for which hair type. I'm also working on a digital download guide on how to choose curly hair products so you can take it out with you, like when you're in the shops trying to decide on what product. Keep a lookout on Instagram because that's where I'll be updating on that. So I'm not talking about necessarily using multiple products. You don't need 3 curl creams to leave in your hair. It's gonna weigh your hair down. So I think we're gonna be seeing less overloading products and more kind of like minimal routines. But again, we'll touch upon that in my ins. Which takes me on to my final out for 2025, and that is curl myths. Every single time I post a video about detangling my hair when it's wet or shampooing the lengths of my hair, for example, I will get a ton of comments telling me I shouldn't be doing that. There's so many myths out there, but the fact is different things will work for different people. I'm not sure if I've mentioned this, but I'm currently studying to become a hairdresser. So hopefully in future that will allow me to bring you even more tips and tricks and advice on the hairdressing side, the cutting side. Let's be leaving curly hair myths in 2024 and just understanding that everyone's hair is different, everyone has different preferences, different lifestyles, different things will work for different people, and if something works for you doesn't necessarily mean it's going to work for someone else, but that's okay. Now on to the ins. So the things that I think we're going to see more of in 2025 and some of the things that you guys mentioned on Instagram as well. First up is truly embracing your natural texture and letting go of the need to have your curls look a certain way, look a certain level of defined every single day. I think in 2025 we're going to be seeing more lived in curls, more frizz, less definition, more letting curls be curls. I'm seeing so many throwbacks to 90s curly hair, your Julia Roberts, like lived in kind of hair vibe. It's very effortless to do. You really don't need to put a lot into your routine to get that kind of look. So more just kind of letting curls be a bit more lived in, a bit more effortless curl chic, if you will. My next in for 2025 is more minimalist routines, more single styler routines, more just 2 styler routines, a cream and a gel, a mousse on its own, a mousse and a hairspray. I feel like 2025 is a year for less curl perfection. I really do. Let me know if you think the same in the comments. Don't get me wrong, like when I want my best curls, I will apply a cream and a gel, a hairspray, and I'll brush style it to get the best definition. But I think day to day, we're gonna be seeing more minimalist routines, less is more lived in curls. And hopefully that's gonna help more people embrace their curls because they'll see that you can get good curls without spending loads of time on them and without spending loads of money on them as well. I personally do try to share a real range of routines on my channel, so budget friendly, different types of products, quicker wash days, so hopefully that helps. My next in for 2025 is more eco products. We should be moving towards seeing more recyclable packaging, recycled packaging, biodegradable packaging, things like shampoo bars. I do often feel guilty that I get sent a lot of products and they are in plastic. I recycle all the bottles when I finish with them, but when you see all these like PR boxes and they're just a lot of packaging and you just think, it doesn't need to be that way. Like you can use less packaging. So I'm hoping that we see a bit more of that in the year and the years to come. My next in is wearing curls to all occasions. One of the things you guys mentioned on Instagram was wearing curls in a corporate environment. I know that the whole curls in a corporate environment is historically like quite a big thing, and like there's been a lot of discrimination in the past, and people with textured hair in corporate environments, it's been seen as more professional when your hair is more sleek, in a more sleek style. But I personally feel like curls are for all occasions, and I want us to move towards that more in 2025. Curls are corporate, curls are classy, curls can be anything you want them to be. You absolutely can wear curly hair in a corporate environment, to a wedding, on your wedding day, at any special event. I just think you can wear your curls. We should be seeing more embracing curls on all occasions. Just because we're going to a special event, it doesn't mean that we need to straighten our hair if we don't want to. My next in for 2025 is looking after your scalp. We see so much information about caring for our curls online, styling our curls, getting the best out of our curls, keeping our hair healthy. But what about our scalp? We need to be looking after our scalps just like we look after the skin on our face, for example. And if there's any changes to your scalp and things like that, then just really keeping on top of it, especially in the winter months when your scalp can get drier, be a bit more flaky. I don't really have a necessarily troublesome scalp. It does get product buildup because I use products, and it does sometimes get itchy when I have product buildup. But for me, really it just comes down to double cleansing my hair with a clarifying shampoo twice a week. And I'm not necessarily always using a sulfate shampoo. The shampoos that I use are strong enough to remove buildup. This is my favorite shampoo. You've seen me use it in so many videos. That is what works for me, and that is what keeps my scalp healthy. If you have a flakier scalp, you might need to use something like an oil before cleansing. You might need to use a scalp scrub or a scalp treatment. Everyone's scalp is different. So I really just want to see more scalp care in 2025, and I'm going to try and help bring some content on that for you as well. And my final in for 2025, something I want to do more of myself, and something that I think we should all do more of with curly hair. Getting creative with hairstyles. For the longest time in my life, I just didn't know any hairstyles. I've really been trying to learn new hairstyles rather than just wearing my hair down all the time. I literally only used to have two hairstyles, and that was down or in a messy bun, or this one with my little side clips for special occasions. But I feel like curly hair, it looks so nice in hairstyles, but people just kind of just wear it down all the time. I think this also ties into embracing our hair as it evolves throughout the week, because for me, I will usually wear my hair down on a wash day and a day 2, and then day 3 I might kind of like clip the front part up and have this part down, and then day 4 it will usually, let's be honest, be in a messy bun, and then day 4 or 5 is when I wash it. Embracing hairstyles as your hair evolves throughout the week is something that I want to see us do more of in 2025. There's so many different things you can do with curly hair throughout the week, so you don't have to be refreshing it every day. Those are my 2025 ins and outs. I would love to know yours in the comments, so please let me know, what are you letting go of in 2025 and what are you going to start doing more of in 2025. As always, if you did enjoy the video, please do give it a like, leave a comment, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button. I really want to reach 100k this year, and I'm so close. So yeah, please do hit the subscribe button if you found this video helpful, and yeah, I will see you soon. Bye guys.